Jim from Advanced Performance Shooting, and I'm on the range for a normal practice session, but I wanted to do a little bit different video, talk about some of the things that I consider, some of the things that I think about when I'm out practicing or when I'm designing a practice session or even a class.
With examples like the 5 shots, 5 yards, 5 seconds from concealment intended to be shot cold in the 52-week challenge, the cold portion plays a big role, but I think it's not as important a role as a lot of people might think it is.
I often think that sometimes what we should be talking about, rather than the cold performance, it's a direct relationship to the recency concept. When's the last time I got to the range? When's the last time I practiced a particular skill or a particular skill set?
So I set up the current Bakersfield PD police pistol qualification. Cold, never seen the exercise before, but I choose to view it as a test of anchored skills rather than cold performance. In one sense, it's the same thing, but it's a test of anchored skills. We should be spending a lot more time talking about recency. How frequently can I get to the range for a purposeful, meaningful practice session? I can use a nationally recognized drill, like the Rangemaster Baseline Assessment Drill, to practice those skills that I think are essential skills. We hear that we should practice skills, not drills, but with planning, I can take that recognized Rangemaster Baseline Assessment drill and practice those skills. In this case, I just added a presentation from concealment for those strings that would normally start from a low ready. A lot of shooters struggle with dominant and non-dominant hand-only shooting, but it's absolutely an effect of recency, or the lack thereof. We just don't practice it enough. So my hell of a little drill, 3 runs, 21 total rounds, fits that recency bill if I can include it in a practice session. The Rangemaster Drill of the Month for July 2024 is Ken Hackathorn's Combat Classic Evaluation. When I consider practicing skills, not drills, I look at the Drill of the Month, examine it for the essential skills that exist inside of that particular drill, and I can include that in my practice session to ensure that the training is in fact recent, relevant, and realistic, that it fits the essential skills that I think are important to include in any given practice session.
Trips to the range, practice sessions, whether they're dry fire or live fire, either one, need to be purposeful. Your training, your practice needs to be recent, it needs to be relevant, and it needs to be realistic. If it's cold or not cold, I think is pales in comparison to the recency that your training has. If you can't remember the last time you practiced a skill set, the last time you tested a skill set, it might have been too long since you've been to the range recently.